Good morning, everybody. This is the Podkatz with Jason Katz, with your host, Jason Katz. Might be a little bit shorter today, honestly. I'm driving to Kent, and yeah, it might be a little shorter one because the locations are not as far. Usually when I do this, it's like farther away, so I have a little bit more time and I can like do this for 30 minutes and then check like the maps. But this might be a little shorter because I don't know, shorter distances. Today is June 25th 2026, Thursday. Look at that guy, he's got a hat on. That's literally the man in the yellow hat. Look at him. Look at him interrupt traffic like a fucking bitch. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, life is pontificating. I've been doing a lot of work on my mental health. I got a new bed yesterday. And, oh my God. Brought to you by the Postal Service. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Sorry, you can't see that, but there's another car. Look at that. We're hiring. Yeah, I know you're hiring, but you're hiring people that like know how to do plumbing or whatever. Jesus Christ, what's happening? There's like actually 60 fucking cars. Anyways, I got a new bed yesterday. It's a queen. It's firmer, and honestly, a lot of my back problems are better. Oh shit, that's on me. That's on me. I don't know if you saw that, but I kind of cut somebody off. I just, you know, I got shit to do. Last night I did yoga, and it wasn't my normal teacher, and it was, I was just frustrated during yoga, you know, honestly, and I shouldn't be, because like, it's yoga. It was literally called chill flow. Maybe I just don't like change, but I do think that part of it was just like, I guess I really like yoga when they spoon feed me the breath work. Inhale and exhale are important, in my opinion, to optimal yoga teaching. And this person was all over the board with their breath work, and it was like, I can't keep up. Now that being said, oh my God, I need to focus. That being said, I meant focus the camera, not like me. I'm focused. That being said, there was a few exercises I did where it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this is like, oh my Jesus Christ. I need to get like a better thing, because I can tell like when I watch these, I'm like, man, it's so bumpy. Like, so, you know, and I'm me. All right, I guess we'll try to splice that in. If not, and we just go with this is the Podkatz with your host, Jason Katz. But honestly, I think I know enough now how to merge two videos. I think I'm learning a little bit as an editor. We'll try to do that after this. Anyways, get out. There's a sidewalk right fucking there. At least go, like, did you see how they were like a foot or two away from the fucking curve? Like, my brother in Christ, I hate you. Huh. I don't know what that person had like white stuff on their face, like near their mouth. Okay, anyways, new bed, and I think a lot of my problems come from the fact that I was sleeping on a shit bed for a long time, you know? Look at this fucking, this guy put a rock there, so I have the potential to injure myself, or my vehicle. I'm just all over the fucking board this morning. Anyways, what were we talking about? Bed. Yeah, I got a queen. It's firmer. Firmness seems to be, like, I slept on it once, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, my back problems feel like they'll be gone in like a week. But, you know, what do I know? We're in the Swing a World Cup. I've been doing a lot of work mentally, and like I've been reading the books, and honestly, like the biggest thing the books say is it was kind of a small exercise, but like the book basically told me to have a conversation with angry self, like my angry self, angry Jason, like have a conversation between adult Jason and angry Jason. And honestly, I kind of realized that my normal voice was my angry voice, and that's not good. That doesn't bode well for shareholder value, you know? That doesn't bode well for comedy writing, is anger. That's not, I'm not Lewis Black. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was an interesting realization, because I was just like, oh shit. My normal mental brain is anger. Like, my normal thought process, my inner voice is just anger, and that's not good. So I've been having conversations where I'm writing out dialogue between angry Jason and adult Jason, and I try to abbreviate them for shorthand, but they're both AJ, so angry Jason gets AJ, and I guess Jason just is Jason, which sounds kind of mental, but you know, it is kind of important to have inner dialogue, and that would mean having a conversation with yourself and another part of yourself. And I feel like a lot of people realize that earlier, but it is part of discovering my voice, because voice is important when it comes to writing. And I don't know, I've been kind of on not a failure streak, but I have not been, I think I am a little burnt out from comedy, like just grinding. It's the end of the month. I have not done well the last few sets. I'm at the point where I'm like, do I even know how to tell a joke? And it's not that. It's just like some people are telling jokes better than me, and I get jealous. And jealousy is just fear and insecurity and sadness, because like I'm not as good as them. But like there's some comedians in here that are just doing it better than me, and it's like, oh my god, I need to like either step my game up, or like, and obviously I'm not going to do this, but like change careers, and I'm not fucking changing careers. You can't stop me. If Rob Schneider can be a famous comedian, Jason Katz is 10 times, my pinky finger is funnier than Rob Schneider's entire career. Except for Benchwarmers. That Benchwarmers is a special movie with a special hole in my heart, but Rob Schneider is a carrot. That's a South Park reference. Anyways, what are we talking about? Yeah, I feel like a lot of my problems actually stem from my sleeping arrangements, which is crazy, because like homeless people sleep on the ground, and some of them are crazy, and it's like, yeah, because they're sleeping on the ground. They're not even sleeping on the wrong mattress. They don't have a mattress. I just need to work on the punchline part of comedy. Isn't that funny? Like, all I need to do is get better at the funny part of being a comedian, you know? No, but I had a seminar. It was like a learn how to produce seminar, but it was basically, in my opinion, a good way to network and meet some bookers and stuff like that, show some face. Oh, did you see that? No, you didn't, because of the camera holder. But that truck next to me was kind of swerving. Anyways, they just talked about a lot of money things in comedy, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm at the level where that doesn't even matter. Oh shit, there's a sheriff. Fuck. I just don't want to get like in trouble for being in the diamond lane. Lord knows we all have to sit in traffic when there's that little lane next to us that clearly, you know what I mean? Like, Oh no, it's illegal to cross the line. Yeah, blow me. I just feel a lot of my humor came from desperation in the past, and like I was throwing darts, you know, and whatever stuck, but I don't think I'm like calm when I do humor, and that is important. Control and calmness is very important. Anyways, last night I bombed and I got heckled, and it was like a younger heckle. It was like honestly, the kid might have had a fake ID, because like they looked very young. Like I would imagine that they had face and they were like 20 or 19, because like they looked crazy young. Anyways, like I watched the tape this morning, as every comic should do. You should watch the tape within 24 hours. Some comics like to watch right after, you know, or the night when they get home that night, but I like to sleep and then wake up and watch it. But I guess my first issue is that I engaged with him. Like he like let out a boo or something, or an oof, and I engaged. And then a few minutes later he heckled me, and I was like, no, your first issue was engaging. And I was doing some like yoga. Oh, this guy's hella fast behind me. I was doing some like yoga. I was doing like a yoga bit, because I have this joke I'm working on. I only really work on it because my yoga class is right next to a club, and I got on after yoga and I was super sweaty, but somebody came up to me and they were like, yo, go up with the yoga mat, you know? Just because like I'm sure they've seen me do it before, and they were like, add some context to it. And I did. And the heckle was like, this is a prop, bro. Like you're just, and I engaged with like their line of reasoning. I engaged in their reality of what they were talking about. And I lost because I wasn't engaging from like my own reality. That being said, the last thing I said did get a laugh, so I feel like technically I got the last laugh, but like it was, the last thing I said was like, well, I lost to this guy. He got the biggest laugh of the night from me and during my set, which is that's not a good ending. Either way, when I spoke to Angry Jason about it, Angry Jason last night was angry at the person doing it. But honestly, now that I've watched the tape, I'm more angry at myself from like performance-wise, which is a great step, because instead of blaming the heckler, instead of blaming the gay-ass crowd, no, I'm just kidding, but like, you know, instead of engaging the heckler, I engaged my performance, which can only lead to more insight and learning. And I am very proud of myself for not getting stuck in something a lot of performers, not just comedians, but honestly mainly comedians, get stuck in, is that like, oh, what did they do wrong? Why is everyone behind me a fucking speed demon? I'm going like 80 over, or not 8, I'm going 70 and a 60, but like the last 4 cars behind me have been people like going like 90 and trying to get around me. It's like, dude, I get it. You suck cock. Anyways, I'm no longer a producer of Twatties, and normally I keep things anonymous, but this bitch ass fucking Andrew sucks balls. Like, he's such an emotional vampire. Like, fuck that kid. And he's not even a kid, he's 36. And he doesn't have the communication skills of an adult. Because that morning, all right, so there was a competition. First of all, the competition was my idea. I told him maybe we could do a competition. He's like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, and he did it. And there was 15 people. And me and my producer friend, fucking Kevin and I were like, hey, we're producers on a mic. We deserve a slot. We don't want to perform in the competition. We just want time. We just wanted time. 3 minutes. We wanted 6-7 minutes total of time between the two of us. And we texted Andrew about it in the morning. And he responded. But he never responded to that request. He responded to other parts of the questions. Like, they were like, Kevin was like, hey, we're gonna stop by, and then he was like, what's the format? And then Andrew responded to only the format question. And when we got there, we were like, hey, we're just checking in, when can we get time? And he's like, oh, you guys can't, it's a competition. And then we were like, but we're producers on the mic, so obviously we should get time, right? Like, we were at the meeting with the bar owner when we decided to start this, right? And like, you know, it's not like we're trying to compete for money in a competition. But then Andrew couldn't even talk to us. He had Kayvon talk to us, which was like, okay, weird. Even though we were like standing right next to Andrew, he was just like, Kayvon, speak for me. And like, I was like, are you fucking for real right now? Like, you're being a child. And he was just like, you guys need to leave or I'm gonna have you kicked out. This is for the community. And then Kevin's just like, well, Jason's by, you know, because it was a pride theme competition. And then he looked at him and he like scoffed, and it's like, you fucking bitch. You fucking little bitch. I've shoved up so many things up my ass. I deserve to be in the pride whatever. But also what pissed me off is that, like, out of the 15 comics, 5 of them were five of them were straight, and 3 of them were like known homophobes. You know what I mean? Like what do we even? He's like, no, it's for the gay community. We're trying to build a community here. And like, we were just like, Andrew. And he was like, can I just like fuck around with the computer? And all he had to do was put a goddamn PowerPoint. Like, all he had to do is like put a PowerPoint on a TV screen from a laptop with an HDMI, which is so fucking easy. And it's like, bro, stop ignoring the confrontation. Like, just tell us, hey, if he had told us, if he had been like, hey, you guys can't get time tonight because it's a pride thing or it's a competition or whatever. In the morning when we texted him about it, we would have not shown up, you know? And then in the morning, he texted us being like, I don't know what you guys expected was gonna happen. I would be embarrassed if I was you. And it's like, dude, your communication style is pathetic. And then he was like, you guys were complaining about everything about this mic for a long time. I'm like, the only thing we're complaining about is your lack of communication. Because Andrew would just like do things, put it on a poster, post it on Instagram, and then we'd be like, wait, we never talked about that. And we're the producers. And it's such a low-level piece of shit mic. I mean, it's a great mic. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no money. There's no status. There's like, it was like, oh, sometimes I get a free burger, depending on the bartender. Sometimes I get, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, it's the most low stakes bullshit ever, but because it's Andrew's only social outlet, he's just like, no, I need, and you know what pisses me off? Is that like, it used to be, when Twatty's was at a different location before this, it was a bucket mic. It was just like, we pull the names from the bucket, whoever shows up gets on the, you know what I mean? It was like, now it was like a little bit more curated because we did online signups, and it's like, dude, the power of online signups are going to your head that fucking much. Anyways, thank you for letting me vent. If anybody wants to sue me for this, this is under parody law. This is all a parody, just so everyone's aware. Anyways, I'm frustrated because it's just like, hey man, if you had just told us that you know, it's just so many times where he was just like, oh yeah, I didn't talk to you guys about this, but I made a decision. And these were all decisions that didn't matter in any way to anybody. These were like, oh, I put one of my friends, or it was like, oh, we put one of our friends that I'm friends with too, like as a feature, and the feature's like only 6 to 7 minutes. And I was like, okay, cool, I don't care, but like, tell us, you know, most low stake thing ever that like is turned into this weird social conundrum But it's just like, Andrew is such a little pussy. Like, and it makes me realize that, like, this is going to be a lesson in mic ownership, you know, like, or like just going forward as a comedian, just like, I can only deal with people that communicate at least somewhat adult. I think that should go for all relationships at this point. Again, this is parody and covered under parody law. You can't sue me. This is a parody or whatever. Right to free speech. I don't give a fuck. Nobody watches this anyway. Maybe in the future, I guess. What else happened? Anything else happened? Yeah, the bed's great. The yoga kind of sucked. I mean, it wasn't the worst yoga class I've been in. I've been in some bad yoga classes. And honestly, the biggest thing making me let go of the anger towards last night's heckle is the fact that I have been heckled way worse. In fact, the first time I was heckled, this guy that was like, I mean, he wasn't like homeless, but like he was probably in that middle ground, right? Like either that or just like a public drunk kind of, you know what I mean? Like he would just like, he looked funny. Like he was wearing like 3 pairs of shorts and he was wearing sunglasses inside. But anyways, like he was heckling everybody. This was like when I first started in 2023. Maybe it was 2020. No, it must have been 2023. He was heckling everybody, and I was like 20th on the list or something. And like this was at a time where the club just didn't give a fuck at all in any way, shape, or form at all. So like nobody was gonna get rid of him. And we got into it, right? I go up there, he's heckling. We go into it. Maybe I've said this on the Podkatz before with Jason Katz, with your host Jason Katz. But like basically it came down to like, I was like, you should fucking leave. And then he's like, all right, I'll leave. I'll leave if the next thing you say is funny. And then I was just like, god damn it. Like, and yeah, I lost that one. But and then this is the motherfucker. I have said this on the podcast before, but with Jason Katz. But the next, like I was at the bar after this and he goes up to me and he's like, hey, sorry about that, man. I just had to do it, you know? And it's like, no, you fucking didn't. You piece of shit. Like, you didn't have to fucking do it. You didn't have to do it at all. Like, I don't know. I think this is enough. I'm going to try merging a video. We're going to learn some editing. But yeah, this has been brought to you by Palantir and NordVPN. And, you know, I'm just kidding. It's not brought to you by anything. Comment question of the day. How do you let go of anger? Or, you know what? How do you let go of emotions? How do you, like, what are some good techniques on letting go? Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, all the things. And then follow me on Instagram, TikTok, right? YouTube. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week. This has been a Podkatz with Jason Katz, with your host, Jason Katz. I think it's 21, episode 21 or 22. We'll figure it out. I have it written down. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, all right? And that's... Wait, what's the fuck? And that's the way the news goes.